A pickup truck turned a Suffolk County gas station into a drive-through today. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Buffa. Listen, we'll have more on that crash in a bit, but first, more than 700 Northwell nurses voted today to authorize a strike.
We fight! We win! When we fight! We win!
So they say pay and retirement benefits are not up to par, and the patient ratio is too high.
Say, for example, you're in a room giving medication to a patient. Your other patient is trying to crawl out of the bed. Then you have another patient coding. You're one person. How could you treat all three of them?
Now, the nurses who are striking are from two Northwell facilities, Peconic Bay Medical Center and Long Island Jewish Valley Stream. All right, back to that crash in Suffolk. There were no serious injuries after a truck smashed into a gas station today. Now, you can see the pickup truck is fully inside the mini mart on Route 109 in West Babylon. Police say it happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. And more than a dozen families have filed lawsuits following the Farmingdale bus crash last year. Families are suing the bus company and the driver, claiming negligence. Now, only one of these lawsuits named the school district as the defendant. The NTSB is investigating the September crash where a bus full of band students tumbled down a ravine. A band director and a chaperone were killed and dozens of students were hurt. And there are more than 100 open missing person cases on Long Island right now. Sherry Einhorn and Tony DiStefano will have that story only in Newsday.
What happens to people? They just disappear. They go into some sort of abyss, never to return.
Missing on Long Island. They are mothers and husbands, brothers and toddlers, people with lives and loved ones left struggling with so many unanswered questions.
It's important to find her.
It's been 33 years since Noreen Higuchi Brown disappeared. It was December 12th, 1990. The young mother of two had gone to the Pathmark near her home in New Hyde Park. Her car was discovered the next day, her 32nd birthday. She was never found, and her childhood friend says she'll never stop searching.
It's not so much now, all these years later, to find out who did it, how it happened, but to find her so that her family could put her at rest and that we could put her at rest.
On Long Island, there are 139 unsolved missing persons cases, according to a federal database and local police departments, 36 in Nassau, 103 in Suffolk.
These cases go back to as far as 1955 in Nassau County and probably well into the 60s for Suffolk.
Newsday senior law enforcement reporter Tony DiStefano has been looking into the numbers and putting faces and stories to the statistics.
To the families of people who are missing, this is something that is a continuing festering issue for them and something that just doesn't go away.
Nassau County Police told Newsday, quote, "Our missing persons unit will investigate all missing persons cases and will utilize numerous resources to locate that individual as soon as possible. At times, we will send out a silver alert, amber alert, and media notification to assist with the investigation. All cases remain open until we locate that missing person." Suffolk does not have a dedicated missing person unit, though that was a goal of former Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison. The department says it's still focused on missing persons cases and uses social media to get the word out to a larger population.
They have a Missing Monday where they feature 1 to maybe 4 missing persons cases to keep them in the view of the public.
There are also dozens of unidentified remains, according to a National Information Clearinghouse and the Suffolk Medical Examiner, 15 sets in Nassau and 24 in Suffolk.
The grim discovery of 10 sets of human remains along Gilgo Beach thrust this issue further into the spotlight. New advances in technology have helped.
But for families still waiting for answers, the hurt and the hope linger on.
One woman whose brother went missing told me that every day she sends him a text message asking where he is in the hopes that maybe he will respond in some way.
I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about Long Island's missing people, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And early voting begins Saturday to fill George Santos' seat, who was expelled from Congress in December. The race is between Republican-backed Mazi Pilip of Great Neck and Democrat Tom Swazi of Glen Cove. The 3rd Congressional District covers parts of Nassau and Queens. Early voting will last 9 days, with traditional voting polls opening February 13th. And the town of Huntington is saying goodbye to beach stickers starting this summer. Instead, the town will be scanning license plates. Beachgoers will have to register their vehicles online, and according to the town, officials will be patrolling parking lots and giving tickets to those not in the system. The town predicts they'll save about $165,000 by cutting booth attendant jobs and spending less on printing materials and IT support. And students and staff at Roosevelt High School are celebrating a new milestone. Roosevelt's Career Technical School opened today. Students are now able to graduate with an apprentice in construction. The superintendent says they met with a local union to plan the program.
Our young people will be able to have college and career. So this is one of a many career technology education programs that we've had in our district.
Now, the superintendent says this program is the first of its kind in the country. And a Super Bowl party designed just for Swifties is coming to Long Beach. The Ugly Duckling has been hosting a Taylor Swift-themed pop-up every week since December. Now, the pop-up will be featured on Super Bowl Sunday with trivia and prizes during commercials and timeouts. Kansas City takes on the San Francisco 49ers on February 11th. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, shall we? And it's going to be a pretty yucky night and morning. You can see that we have rain showers tonight and some morning showers tomorrow. So it is going to rain on that groundhog. And you can see, taking a closer look at tomorrow, the rain does clear out for the afternoon, and then we just have cloud cover overhead.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Black History Month begins today, and we're looking at the Long Island home of legendary jazz artist John Coltrane. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
60 years ago, legendary saxophone player and jazz composer John Coltrane, his musician wife Alice, and their children moved into this home in Dix Hills. 20 years ago, longtime Dix Hills resident Steve Fulgoni learned the Coltrane home was slated for demolition.
About a week away from being demolished in 2004, and I found out about it, and thankfully, through the help of people all over the world, made it aware that that was going to potentially happen, and the town of Huntington did the right thing and stopped that demolition.
And so began the mission to save and restore the home where in 1964, Coltrane sequestered himself in this room upstairs and composed A Love Supreme, considered one of the most significant pieces of American music ever written.
It was like Moses coming down from the mountain, where John said that he finally was able to put everything he was feeling into music.
Alice Coltrane was a pianist and harpist in her own right, who had a recording studio built here in their basement.
She recorded 5 albums in the basement here before moving on to California, where she continued her musical career.
Grants from the Andrew Mellon Foundation and the town of Huntington have propelled the project forward to create an educational and cultural center worthy of the legacy of this royal couple of American music.
John and Alice's story is truly an American success story.
John Coltrane was just 40 years old when he died of liver cancer in 1967. He is buried at Pine Lawn Cemetery alongside his wife, Alice. The leaders of the Coltrane Home Project, which include the family's children, hope to have it restored and open to the public within the next couple of years, a site already designated a Town of Huntington landmark and placed on the National Trust for Historic Preservation's list of 11 most endangered historic places. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
A lot of history there. Now, to read more about the renovation, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, here's what's up on Long Island. Harbor Frost in Sag Harbor. The outdoor winter celebration highlights fire and ice It features live carving demonstrations and ice sculptures along Main Street. It's throughout the village on Saturday. Oh yeah! Monster Jam is coming to Long Island. See Gravedigger, Megalodon, and others perform stunts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at UBS Arena at Belmont Park in Elmont. And are we in for an early spring? Groundhog Day is Friday. You can watch Malvern Mel and Holtzville Hal predict the weather in Malvern and Holtzville at events Friday morning. For admission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Information about communities is lost if you don't have local reporters. And if there's no one reporting, how do you know what's going on in your community?
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.